Okay, students, now we start the 11th standard oscillation chapter. Okay, chalo oscillation. Chalo, so students, very basic. Generally, there are the two types of motion: periodic motion and oscillatory motion. Okay, generally basic, there are the two types of motion: periodic motion and oscillatory motion. So students, in the case of periodic motion, body repeats its path after fixed interval of time. Okay, in in this type of motion, body repeat its path after fixed time interval. Okay, in this type of motion, body repeats its path after fixed time interval, then it is known as periodic motion. And see students, what are the example? See, what are the example for periodic motion? So, what are the example of periodic motion? See, first, motion of Earth, okay, around the Sun. So Earth completes one revolution after 365 days around the Sun. So means after 365 days it's again repeat its path. Clock, okay, in a clock, motion of hour hand, minute hand, second hand. See, second hand repeats its motion after 60 seconds, minute hand repeats its motion after 60 minutes, hour hand repeat its motion after 12 hours. So this all the types are known as what? Periodic motion, where body repeat its path after fixed time interval. Chalo, and then we discuss oscillatory motion. Now oscillatory motion. Chalo. So what is the meaning by oscillatory motion, students? See, in periodic motion, if body oscillates, if body moves, periodic motion in which oscillatory motion is a periodic motion. It is periodic motion in which body moves to and fro up and down. Okay, it is periodic motion in which body moves to and fro back and forth about fixed path and about fixed point. This fixed point is known as its mean position. Okay, for example, student, motion of a pendulum. So see students, if we oscillate the pendulum, તો શું કરવું પડે? ફર્સ્ટ પેન્ડ્યુલમને અહીંયા લઈ જાઓ, પછી શું કરશે પેન્ડ્યુલમ? ઓસિલેટ. ઓકે, ચલો. So this type of motion is known as oscillatory motion, to and fro, back and forth, up and down. Suppose in the case of spring is moving what? Up and down. So pendulum is moving like that. So it is what? Oscillatory motion, to and fro, up and down, back and forth. So students, this type of motion is known as oscillatory motion. And in oscillatory motion, always it is the body moving about fixed path. See, this is the fixed path of a pendulum. For spring, this is the fixed path, and about one fixed point. Okay, suppose this is its fixed point. અહીંથી તો પાથ થાય જ. Okay, this is its fixed point. ચલો, so it is periodic motion in which body moves to and fro about fixed path and about fixed point. So see students, in this type of motion again body repeat its path. See, suppose pendulum always repeat this path, है ना? स्प्रिंग હોય તો સ્પ્રિંગ આ પાથ રિપીટ કરે, તો પાથ તો આમાં રિપીટ થાય છે, બીજું પાથ કેમાં રિપીટ થતો? તો પિરિયોડિક મોશનમાં. સો વી કેન સે દેટ એવરી ઓસિલેટરી મોશન ઇઝ પિરિયોડિક મોશન. ઓકે, બિકોઝ ઓસિલેટરી મોશનમાં પણ પાથ રિપીટ થાય જ. જે મોશનમાં પાથ રિપીટ થાય ને એને કહેવાય પિરિયોડિક. તો ઓસિલેટરી મોશનમાં બી પાથ તો રિપીટ થાય જ. સો એવરી ઓસિલેટરી મોશન every oscillatory motion is periodic. Periodic કોને કહેવાય students? કે જેમાં શું repeat થાય? path. And see students, in case of motion of pendulum, path is repeat. Spring is moving up and down, but path is repeat. So every oscillatory motion is periodic motion, but every periodic motion is not oscillatory. See students, because periodic motion, suppose if body moving in a circular path, so path repeat થાય છે, so it is periodic motion, but it is not oscillatory. કેમ કે to and fro, up and down, બરાબર, back and forth એવી રીતના જતું નથી. So every periodic motion is not oscillatory. Periodic કોને કહેવાય? path repeat થાય ને. oscillatory કોને કહેવાય? up and down, to and fro, back and forth આવી રીતના થાય ને. બટ સપોઝ કોઈ બોડી અગર સર્ક્યુલર પાથમાં મૂવ થાય છે તો એનો પાથ તો રિપીટ થાય. સો ઇટ ઇઝ પિરિયોડિક, બટ ઇટ ઇઝ નોટ ઓસિલેટરી. કેમ? એ અપ એન્ડ ડાઉન, ટુ એન્ડ ફ્રો જતું નથી. ઓકે, સો એવરી પિરિયોડિક મોશન ઇઝ નોટ oscillatory. What is this example? When body moving in a circular path, okay, it is periodic. Circular motion is periodic because in circular motion path is repeat. So circular motion is periodic but not oscillatory. Okay, circular motion is what? Periodic but not oscillatory. હવે સ્ટુડન્ટ્સ કેવી હોય ઇક્વેશન ઓફ પિરિયોડિક મોશન? Which is the form of equation of periodic motion? Sure. So equation of periodic motion is in the form of sine or cos. Okay, is in the form of sine or cos, sine omega t, cos omega t, or we can say that it is the addition of both the function. So all this type of equation, sine 2 omega t, sine square omega t, all this type of equations are periodic. Okay, periodic motion is generally represented by either trigonometric function sine or cos, either it's addition, is square, whatever. Okay, cube. But e raised to minus means without sine, suppose e raised to minus omega t, log omega t, this type of motion, this equation do not show periodic motion. Okay, in periodic motion is always represented with either the function of sine or cos, or either both, sine omega t plus cos omega t plus some such type of function without sine or cos, without trigonometric function sine or cos, then the equation is not periodic motion, then the equation cannot see in periodic motion. Okay, so students, it is clear, in periodic motion body repeats its path after fixed interval of time. In oscillatory motion body oscillate to and fro body oscillate to and fro, up and down. Okay, so this is the oscillatory motion. What is the example of periodic motion? Motion of earth, motion of hour hand, minute hand in a clock. These are the periodic motion. What are the example for oscillatory motion? Motion of a pendulum, motion of spring આવી રીતના મૂવ થશે, pendulum આવી રીતના. But see students, in a oscillatory motion again path is repeat, pendulum repeat this path, pendulum repeat this path. If path is repeat, then it is periodic. So every oscillatory motion is periodic, but every periodic motion is not oscillatory. See, in the case of circular motion path is repeated. In circular motion path is repeated. So this is what? Periodic, but this is not oscillatory. કેમ કે ઓસિલેટરી મોશનમાં તો ટુ એન્ડ ફ્રો જવું જોઈએ, અપ એન્ડ ડાઉન જવું જોઈએ, એવું સર્ક્યુલર મોશનમાં નથી થતું. સો સર્ક્યુલર મોશન ઇઝ પીરિયોડિક બટ નોટ ઓસિલેટરી. And students, how to represent periodic motion? With the function of sine, cos. Okay, in this we can represent periodic motion. Then without equation, without sine and cos is not periodic motion. Okay, chalo. Now next students, next we discuss some definition. First we discuss frequency. Frequency means what? number of oscillation in 1 second number of oscillation completed in 1 second is known as frequency nu. Okay, number of oscillation in 1 second is known as frequency nu. What is the unit of frequency? That is hertz. Chalo. Then time period. Next, time period means what? Time required to complete one oscillation, time taken to complete one oscillation is known as time period. Okay, time taken to complete one oscillation is known as time period. Frequency means what? Number of oscillation in 1 second is known as frequency. Time taken to complete one oscillation is known as time period. And time period is what? 1 by nu. Time period means what? Reciprocal of frequency. See, now angular frequency. Angular frequency is what? 2 pi nu. Or we can say that 2 pi by t. In case of if body is rotational, if body perform rotational motion, then it is known as angular velocity. But in the case of oscillation, it is known as angular frequency. Why it is 2 pi by t, students? See, general, what is its derivation? What is the general if angular, what is the meaning by velocity? Velocity means displacement by time taken. So angular velocity means angular displacement by rotational motion માંથી prove થયું છે. Angular velocity means angular displacement by time taken, right? Velocity means what? Displacement by time taken. So angular velocity means angular displacement by time taken. So see, students, see, during one rotation, what is angular displacement? 360. What is the one rotation? Then what is angular displacement? 360 degree. 360 degree means what? Convert into radian. So pi by 180. So we get what? 2 pi. So that's why it's a formula 2 pi by t. Same formula for rotational motion. But in the case of rotational motion, it is known as angular velocity. Here, during for oscillation, is known as angular frequency. Okay. So angular frequency means 2 pi nu. Otherwise, we can say that 2 pi by t. Now see one question. Body complete 60 oscillation in 10 seconds. Find time period, frequency and omega. Okay, very easy question students. Body complete 60 oscillation in 10 seconds. So 60 oscillation in 10 seconds. So first we want to find time period or frequency. We can find anything students. See, if you want to find frequency, then if you want to find time period means what? Time required to complete one oscillation. So for oscillation, for 60 oscillation, what is the time required? 10 seconds. But we want to find time period. Time period means what? Number of oscillation in one time required to complete one oscillation. So for one oscillation, what is the time required? That is 10 by 60. Now if you want to find, જો આપણે પ્રૂફ કરીએ yt is 1 by nu, તમને કદાચ પ્રૂફ ખબર હશે પણ તમે લખીએ છે બધામાં t is 1 by nu, તો એ પ્રૂફ થાય. જો હવે આપણે આમાં કરતા ફ્રીક્વન્સી ફાઇન્ડ કરવાનું હોય તો કેમ ફાઇન્ડ કરત? Frequency means what? Number of oscillation completed in 1 second. તો 10 second માં કેટલા oscillation complete થાય છે? In 10 second, number of oscillation completed in 1 second. Number of oscillation, what is the meaning by frequency? Number of oscillation completed in 1 second. So 10 second માં કેટલા oscillation complete થાય છે? 60 oscillation. So in 1 second, how many oscillation completed? So it is known as frequency. So 6 by 10, so 6 hertz. See, time period is 1 by 6. What is the frequency? 6. So they are inversely proportional. આ રીતના પ્રૂફ થાય. ઓકે, બેની ડેફિનેશન અલગ અલગ છે. Time period means time required to complete one oscillation. Frequency means number of oscillation completed in 1 second. Okay, આ તો હવે પ્રૂફ કર્યું. બાકી તમારે ડાયરેક્ટ આમાંથી જ કરી દેવાનું 1 by t. ચલો, okay, and then find omega. So omega is equal to 2 pi nu or 2 pi by t. So 12 pi radian per second. Chalo, in next lecture we start SHM, simple harmonic motion.